Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to E. He the reason you see me.
And we don't know what was said. We don't know what was threatened. But what Karmelo said was that he was going to put his hands on me. That's not he was going to kill me. You know, that's not. I thought he was seriously going to hurt me. It was an offensive touching. Anyway, all he described was the potential for an offensive touching, which is not going to be enough without more. And the evidence is still coming in.
Something like this that just evolved and snowballed, that's what it seems like to me, snowballed over something that may have just been some high school students getting into some type of disagreement. And so the issue is that once that disagreement again begins to snowball, what is appropriate for self-defense? Whenever we're into just a oral disagreement, then that transfers over to a physical disagreement. How does it transfer then to a knife? And so, and under Texas law, you have to provide equal or lesser value, generally, so force, whenever we're talking about self-defense. Is it reasonable and is it proportionate to that of what the perpetrator initiated before? Because in this situation, the suspect is stating he told the other person pretty much, don't touch me. And that person did, in fact, touch him, and then he pulled out a knife. So, yes, maybe there was some issues there where we talked about physical altercations, but that doesn't give you the right or the responsibility to respond back with a knife. It has to be reasonable and proportionate.
To address the racism and the bigotry, we have saw the police chief, a statement being sent out by the police chief that was false. We have saw a false autopsy report that was false. We have to caution the community to say, hey, we cannot trust everything that is online. The disinformation that is going online is hurting this case, and it has to stop. It has to stop, y'all. As we know it right now, Austin Metcalf and Karmelo Anthony did not know each other.
Wow, guys, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. Just looking at the overall on this whole thing, man. When you look at these guys, man, again, as you know, my stand from the very beginning was the fact of, you know, these two guys, both of them young, both of them pretty much come to a heck of a situation that is life changing for the both families, and it's just it's a lot of opinions out here, man, a lot of stuff being spoken on, but I got a guy here who pretty much has a strong opinion on it. OG PIRU, you there?
I'm right here, man. It's just so sad to me how we have all these Negroes giving an opinion about what force is and what likely force and the same amount of force applied to anything. Well, did they use that same energy when Zimmerman killed Trayvon Martin, a young boy walking down the street where he was supposed to be, and this man guns him down? Miss Block, we have a plethora of dead black bodies that white Americans used extreme force for a cell phone, for he looked like he was threatening me. So now you say Karmelo Anthony was just supposed to fight. We know two, Metcalf and his brother, twins, was there. So it was some other people there also. So a threat to your life, what do you mean? Who justifies what the threat on my life is? We just had the same energy when this Florida shooting. They had the president come on trying to justify a weapon. A 20-year-old Eichner goes in 2 days ago in Florida University and kills 2 people and shoots 6. Where are these Negroes' opinion? Where's the high energy on this massive killing for no reason that got his gun from his stepmother, who was a sheriff? Oh, the gun was legal. We don't know what happened. Let's not rush to judgment. So when it comes to white America, we have a whole different scenario. And I wonder, why don't you crows jump on that and talk about what white people do to white people, let alone this brother here? I'm not saying that what he did was justified, on whether walking away and whether he didn't walk away. But if he thought his life was in jeopardy, he had a right to use extreme force.
But OG, but I think the thing that is really prevalent in this is that, you know, this is being made about race for sure. This is, me and you had a slight disagreement about this from the very jump. I said it was 2 kids at a school track meet. You know, this was a track meet. Definitely about, I don't see nobody else holding a track meet, right? And I know it's other kids there, 15, 16, younger kids, older kids, grown folks that's tending to the kids. So I was looking at it from a whole perspective of, these are just people in a general location that have been coming together time after time in a community. And basically now you have confrontation. Not that these groups of people haven't been in the same areas together before. So at the end of the day, in my eyes, it's just like my kids. My kids don't just hang out with black kids. They hang out with all type of kids. I've seen all these kids. So if something happened between them, would it become just about race at that point when they've been staying and, you know, being around each other all the time?
Every time a black gets into it with a white or a Mexican, it's about race, bro. We're the only ones that says, oh, they're just children. You don't hear any white people talking about it was just children. Yeah, you're still in Texas, and it's a white and black thing. It was a track meet. Yeah, it was. And white folks sat on white folks' side, and black folks sat on black folks' side. It wasn't, I seen it at the top of the mountain and the white kids and the white playing. Bro, get into the real world.
No. What? No, OG, white kids and black kids do sit together. Hell, you know that.
No, I don't.
You telling me you don't think white kids and black kids sit in the same place?
When black kids sit close to white kids, they don't be black anymore.
No, that's not true. I can't say that. True. Man, they play. You got to realize when you start dealing with sports, they all get in them same, all the way up to the NFL. They all hang out together.
Man, you do not see white people, whether they hang out together or not, in the same plethora of white America in any athlete, any sport. You don't have no black owners of teams. They all white. They all slaves.
I agree with that, but I'm still saying on the playing level,
it's black and white, bro. And because some dudes play together on the football field, black athletes do not hang out with white people all the time.
So this is not a thing. So you saying it's always going to be race bait in the mix up.
It's always black and white. The only people that don't want it to be black and white is Negroes. When something happened, we're all just people. That ain't how white America looks at it. And when Metcalf yesterday, the Anthony family did a press conference.
Yeah, I seen that.
They came in on the press conference, and Metcalf walked his white ass up in there. And when he walked up in there, he was such a menacing presence. Some people called the police and they escorted him out. But it was very quiet, wasn't it? And allegedly he had a gun on him.
It's one of the dude that was doing the speech, the motivational guy, the pastor, or what this black, I don't forgot his name. I had it earlier. He's the one that pretty much called the authorities on the situation of the guy being there and said it was disrespectful for him to be there.
He was scared that white man was going to kill everybody in there. That's what it was. It wasn't disrespectful when they walked up and said, look, if it wasn't black and white, it was just 2 children, why didn't preacher man walk up to Metcalf and say, sir, It's not a place for you to be right now. They did that at the lunch counters when Negroes tried to sit at the counters when whites had segregation. Get out of here, nigga. Let's go, nigga. Make it out of here. And they did, but that was all right. So Mr. Metcalf had to. All of the blacks that were in there were too scared to put hands on him and get him out of there. They called the authorities. That's what nice Negroes do.
Well, you got to realize Jeff had allegedly spoke up and said he forgave the situation. But do you think that's a plot, or do you think that that's the father, Jeff Metcalf?
Well, just 1 week ago, he was saying, what kind of family do Karmelo Anthony have to have a son so savage that would bring a knife to a track meet and kill his son? Well, he wasn't thinking like that a week ago.
Do you realize that the grand jury, they're still pushing this before the grand jury sometime coming up here in the future, that this is a charge, but it has to still go before the grand jury?
It's going to be a charge, and he's going to be charged with murder, probably second-degree murder. I can't see how he's going to avoid it because, I mean, it's two different justice systems. It's black justice and it's white justice. And they're going to make sure that justice is served for a black man in the South to kill a white man. You're going to have to see something. It's not going to... I guarantee you, Eichner that killed them people in Florida, I can bet you $1 to dog shit. Before any of this go any further, they'll have him in a insane asylum, sitting back. Just like the white man that shot Ronald Reagan, did 26 years, and he's sitting free. And he never did a day in the penitentiary. He did them all in institutions.
But you know, the reason this is so different is because it is a black and a white person that this happened with. With the other guy, with the guy you're talking about up there, Eichner, it was just, he just came in and sprayed. Was it all nationalities, or was it just white kids, or what? I didn't really see you didn't see the gist of who all was. Did they put that up in the media of who all got hit?
Yeah, everybody dead. So whoever it is, when it's white on white, it's a tragedy. Where did we go wrong? When it's black on black, these savage. Now, if that had been Karmelo Anthony and another black kid, they would have said it was gang related.
Wow.
The only difference in this black and white thing now, that the white kid did not kill the black kid. Now it would have been a whole different picture if Metcalf had a hit brother and he hit his head and killed him. They would have looked at it he was just defending himself, and it's such a tragedy for both sides. But when Negroes come, we always indict each other, bro.
Hold on, I'm gonna play the rest of this and get it on out here. Hold on.
Apparently his brother come over to Karmelo. Words are exchanged, and he says they tried to swing at him. Karmelo goes to his bag, and then they pursue. They continue on.
It was raining. They got rained out like crazy bad. Everybody trying to get back to their cars or get in, places where they, wouldn't get all extra wet. Dude was sitting up under the tent, right? He was on his phone, right? My daughters was up under the same goddamn tent. Yeah. So I'm paying attention to my kids, but at the same time, they're in the same vicinity. So I'm watching everything going on around it because I'm there for my children. So dude walks up, McKellen, bro, he wasn't even under the tent at the time. They came from a whole separate tent and walked over there. They intentionally went over there to this kid, man. Dude was sitting there on his phone just trying to get dry, you feel me? One thing went from another. They grabbed this man and they tried to punch on dude. Dude went in his bag and they went to try to jump this dude and punch on this dude, man. And he protected himself, dude. That's what happened.
Wow. So this guy says he was there and the dude tried to protect himself because of the aggression of the Metcalf brothers. And then the other guy says, but the main thing people are saying, OG, is why would he bring a knife down there to the track?
Because his life was in jeopardy. So
he didn't know these guys before this, right?
He didn't know. He know what kind of tension it is from a white school and a black school having a track meet.
Now see, OG, I have to disagree. There ain't no white school, no black school. We not segregated like that, man. We not split up. We not split up like that. The schools, some schools are not just all black, and some schools are not just all white. Some schools are pretty much like in some of these districts. All people go to these schools, man. They just don't. Now I agree with you on one thing. They don't hang together and they be in their own little groups. But then some of them do. Some of them do.
Keep your imagination up, bro.
No, I'm telling you, some of them do, some of them don't. I'm just telling you how these school systems are set up when you go to these schools and these functions. There are all type of people there.
These school systems in Texas, just like in Compton, it is so segregated. And if you ain't woke, because your children go to a school that's probably integrated, and with the integrated self, they're not their black selves. And
No. That's not true. Now I'm telling you, you got Oak Cliff, you got all kind of schools around here that do have just different ethnicities primarily going to that school, but that's not everywhere. That's all I'm saying. Throughout the Dallas market, it's all different type of kids going to these schools and these functions, and I know that because I've been to them. That's all I'm saying. But I do know that they've taken this thing here, and it's totally basically now it's all about it's basically a black white thing. This kid had never stabbed nobody before. And I don't even know the history of the Metcalf boys, but I'm pretty sure when it come time for trial, or if this is going to go to trial, you're going to hear all type of stuff about both sides and the history of their families and everything else. Do you think that?
No.
You're not going to hear about these folks' families?
No, it's not. That's not prevalent in the trial. It's about the facts and what happened on the scene. Now, the Karmelo Anthony's family, and I don't even think their attorney, what is Michael Edwards, whether he's
I seen him.
I don't know whether he's going to bring it up or how. I've looked at. I don't see his track record as taking any high-profile cases, so. I know they transferred from one attorney and got him, and he's a Dallas criminal attorney. So then some people got some criticism about him. So I'm not sure. People are talking about they shouldn't have never had a press conference. They should have kicked back. But white folks, they go press conferences. So now she wanted to clear the air on what the propaganda was and how people were sending threats to their house and their other children were involved. And this is white America sending these threats. It's not blacks threatening their family and talking about killing. So these same white people that are talking about that the tragedy and let things weigh out are calling the Proud Boys and all of these other Ku Klux Klan folks, got these people's address, got their phone number. You can only
she said that
through the authority. We can't find Metcalf's phone number nowhere, can we?
No, they calling and death threatening. She was really that whole thing upset the heck out of her. And she said that her 13-year-old couldn't sleep in the room at night because of all of the stuff that people are saying against them, and calling and coming. They just feel they feel like their life is in jeopardy. And I believe they said they moved from their home. They don't even live at that house. It was a big, nice house.
I mean, it changes their life forever.
It changed both sides' life forever, OG. Now you know that.
It ain't gonna change.
Everybody's affected. Boy, OG is not trying to hear it, boy. God no.
White folks, they do not suffer the same as black folks. So
OG, the Metcalf lost a son, and you know that. So at the end of the day, it's a uneven.
How many black families has lost sons?
Oh, a lot of them. I definitely agree. There's been some mishaps.
In wars, and it's been no sympathy for black people. So I don't have any sympathy for one white boy dying. None.
Wow. Y'all heard OG, man. Get in these comments and let us know what you think, man. OG speaks out. He's letting you know his opinion on how this thing really is playing out. Get in here and let me know what y'all think. Y'all got a lot to say all the time. And hey, y'all heard it. It's been said. And do you guys feel like that what's the guy named Jeff Metcalf was wrong for coming over there to that press conference where the Anthony families was at? Get in the comments. Let us know what you think. Boss Talk 101 reviews.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to E. He the reason you see me.